the November 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Can we have a roll call, please?
Becky Greenlaw. Here. Pat Harris.
Here.
Devin Hastings. Leanne Jones. Adam Konechny.
Here.
Laura Krentz. Mike Seitz.
Here.
Doug Waters.
Here.
Martha King's here.
Okay, we do have a quorum, so we will go ahead with any public comments at this time. Okay, hearing none, we'll move right into the approval of our October minutes. I need a motion.
Motion to approve is written.
Second. There's a motion by Doug Waters and a second by Becky Greenlaw. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I don't have anything in particular to report on. Susie Carpenter is not here today for the FMEC group, which is the Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation. And as you know, we did start our Magic of Lights display out at the fairgrounds, and it's been going very well. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to get out to see it, but I would encourage you to go out. It's I think it's Thursday through Sundays are the days that they show it, or they're having it lit up out there. And a car is $20, so you can count some people in a car, $20, and go out and really see a fantastic display. And I certainly would encourage that.
I had a chance to go through it.
Good.
I went through it twice.
Good.
And the second time I went through, I said, why were there so many lights out? Why were there so many displays out? I mean, I counted 8 displays that were out, not lit. And I was informed by the lady that it was because of the old fairgrounds equipment.
Oh.
Or whatever.
Well, to be honest, I can't answer that.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just informing that the FMEC that there's 8 displays out, and of course maybe the fair lady, maybe the lady at the ticker taker didn't know any better, but but that's what she said, and that reflects back on all of us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will certainly. I'll follow up on that, because that is interesting to know. Now, I guess when I went through with a group to see it before the public saw it, and I didn't see anything that hindered that.
It was mostly on the west end, right before you were leaving, right before you went through that tunnel to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might have been something simple as a breaker.
Yeah, there could be. Yeah, there could be. It could have just been. But you said both times when you went through, it was the same.
Oh, yeah, but I went right after. One right after another. If you gave it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you gave a point, you get to.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Have to go through.
So, okay, well, we'll look into that, Mr. Seitz, and thank you for that feedback. With that, we'll move right into the treasurer's report.
I just got done talking.
Well, you gotta go again.
We have the claims for a period of October 21st, accounts payable. The total amount is $33,646.32. Our payroll for that same pay period ending October 21st was a total of $42,830.59 for a grand total of $76,476.91. I will pass this around for your signature, and we need an approval for the claims, and then you have the financial statements you received that are in front of you, so we need a motion for approval of the financial statements.
Motion for approval of financials as read.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Doug Waters, and a second by Martha King. Any discussion on the financials as presented? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Jack, Mr. Arnett, that brings us to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we talked last month or two about South Shore Convention Visitors Bureau reorganizing, and that's been a real positive thing for the region. Myself and our regional team, a couple of the other CVB counties, Elkhart and Porter, attended their board meeting last month in Lake County, and we presented a case for them to rejoin our regional group, which was really exciting, being able to have Lake County back. They were with us 17 years ago and left, and of course then there was several rocky years there where everybody was at odds and fighting over turf and going through all that, and but they're back now, and they seem to understand the need to work together and have collaboration and have respect for the folks you would work with. And the leader, they haven't hired a new director yet. The search is out, but the president of the board has been more than accommodating and more than willing to talk, and he's really pushing hard for them to join our regional group. So we did our presentation this month, and they're going to vote in December to whether or not to come back or not. I feel real good about how that's probably going to go. So yeah, that's really a good thing. It's nice to be able to report something positive on that whole Lake County situation after a lot of years that a lot of you suffered through with us, and it's really a good thing. It's awesome to be able to spend some of our resources and time now on doing what we're supposed to do and not fighting.
How did they reorganize, Jack?
Well, they let
Just the director?
They let the director go.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the big thing, and then there was a lot of staff that ended up going also.
Oh, okay.
And they changed legal firms, they changed just a ton of stuff. So it's a whole new face on it. Yeah, real good, real positive. Yeah, so that's really nice. Because of our situation, we can't take a lot of time off. Staff can't during the summer. We've got a lot of staff off November and December trying to get some vacation time in because we just don't necessarily take a lot of vacation time in the summer because it doesn't fit our schedule too well. So we got a lot of folks off, are going to be off for a while, but in the middle of all that, as you all know, we've got the Festival of Lights going that we just talked about. Although we're not playing a huge role in that, we are doing the ticketing here, and we're supporting that at a high level. We are working on the event director's project that we haven't named yet, the one that's going to kind of take the place of the old Winter Glow. I think I reported last month, instead of having a Winter Glow, we're going to have a meeting in the first quarter next year where our 3 event directors and the CVB all tell our stories to the public, to the elected officials and movers and shakers and anybody we can get to attend that meeting. So it'll be a kind of a combo meeting, and as far as taking the place of Winter Glow and then accomplishing the tell our story situation that we've talked about. So more to come on that. We're going to put a committee together today after this meeting and start getting some dates looked at and start getting some a theme set up for the program and a name for the event and who's going to get invited and all that. It's going to be a pretty big deal. So that's on the horizon. And then, of course, the basketball tournament. When we get done with the meeting to work on the event thing, where Rick and Brett and I are heading over to Blue Chip to get the initial or get the room booking stuff situated and meet with Angie on that and get that all locked in so that can move forward as we start booking that. There's been a lot of things happening with that since we've met last. When is that? I just got a notice, I think last night, on a new, we scheduled a new meeting on that. Did you guys get that?
November 29th. I think we have a Zoom call.
It is 29th or 30th, right?
30th, yeah.
Yeah, good. That's, so yeah, we're meeting pretty regular with the production company on that, and that's what that meeting's about. So that, Pat, unless there's any questions on any of that, I'll move into the operation of finances, which going really well. As you guys know, I didn't send you an updated graph this month, but the final intake on innkeeper's tax, you're going to be really pleasantly surprised with. I think we all have been all year. It's been a great deal on heads and beds, and I'll let Amy talk about that when we get into it, but just fantastic job with that. And so we finished out the year right where we're going to, right where we need to be, and right where we wanted to be. Gail, anything to add on operation of finances?
We have not been formally approved as being forgiven our full monies we received from the federal government. However, we're in the time window, so there are no worries at this point. Everything seems to be on track.
We've submitted everything.
Yes.
We're done.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just waiting on them to push the button.
Right.
Yep. Okay, this is closing out operation of finances. Once Pat signs a couple invoices today, that'll finish off the staff incentive. As you know, we don't do the percentage raises, and that's been part of our package you guys all have approved for the last several years, and it's worked really well. We're real happy that the staff achieved their goals. And that's really great, and it's a lot of it's centered around the success with the innkeeper's tax collection. So yeah, we're just happy that the staff are going to be able to get that second installment, which is great. So with Rick, did you have anything on the, I don't have you on as any of the reports, any update on the races that you attended last week?
No, Key West went well. It's the coldest Key West I've ever been to this year, but you know, being there for that long, and Smitty wasn't there, so that tells you that there's the probability of having a 6-race series this year is thin. I don't think that that's going to happen. It doesn't affect us really, because we're going to get, you know, every bit of 60 to 65 votes, but nonetheless, the promoters continue to stay together and meet. You know, everybody's trying to make everything uniform. They're trying to be consistent between race side to race side. So if you do travel and you go to the different races, you're not seeing fluctuations in the way things work. You know, every venue's set up a little bit different. Everybody played nice down there, and that was good to see. I mean, for the most part. You're going to have people trickle in and trickle out and try to start rumors, but those people are spotted pretty easily. Yeah.
Rick, I thought SBI was, I thought Key West came under SBI.
Well, it did, but SBI no longer exists, so
Oh, it no longer
RWO took that
exists.
over.
Oh, I just thought it was just for our race. Okay,
Well,
gotcha.
RWO took that over. The bid process started a couple of years ago before COVID hit.
Okay.
And P1 bid on it. That's when we were still P1 OPA marriage.
Yeah.
But Larry Belisle, who's from RWO, lives in Key West, so he kind of had his hands wrapped around the console down there. And so they got it. They signed a 5-year contract, and then COVID hit, so they basically gave him a 1-year extension since there was no racing in 2020. But no, altogether, everything went really well down there.
Good, okay.
Last weekend was the OPA World Championships in Englewood, Florida, and that went well. And that's only OPA. There wasn't any P1, you know, the 750 Billy's class wasn't there. I did speak with Billy in Key West, and we should be expecting some more next year.
How's he doing physically?
He's doing good. His wife he's driving his wife crazy because Billy's Billy, you know. And, he didn't race this time around, but he hung out with us at Rick's race room there. And he ended up having to go home early because they were worried about his health a little bit. He'll be back here. He can't wait to get back to Mission City.
Yeah, good.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Linda, CAC?
Okay, well, good morning, everyone, and just a couple quick things.
Here on the table, I don't, did this go around? I have we've got copies of Speedboat magazine. So Brett Bain from Los Angeles couldn't be with us this year, but Paul Kimmel sent several photos from the Michigan City race. So if you haven't had a chance, take a look at that. And then thank you for the calendars. Those always come in handy. We're getting to the end of our visitor guide preparation. We've been having almost weekly meetings, sometimes twice a week. So probably by next week, we'll be close to getting everything prepared to download to the printer. The printer will then process and set everything up, send back to us for a final approval, and then everything is ready to go. So we're very close, but it just shows you how extensive once the sales are done. Chelsea, Katie, and then EC's from the Herald Dispatch. We've all been working together just to stay on top of everything. So next week, I'll meet with Julie and finalize a couple of things, but I think you're going to be really happy at the way the guide turned out. Once again, the stories are awesome, and we've got a couple new things in there and so on. So looking forward to having that in your hands, definitely by the January board meeting, and because usually they'll deliver the first week of January. So we'll move on with that. And then when Jack was talking about some of the other things going on with the South Shore and so on, we're actually, I think NITDC is involved in purchasing a table, and the three counties, Porter, LaPorte, and Elkhart, will be attending a cocktail reception, networking, and so on. So it's really great one for us to have a chance to mingle with a lot of some of the movers and shakers over there in Lake County. And then following that, they're calling it a partnership summit for Northwest Indiana. And then following that, across the hall, a group of us will be attending a very nice dinner awards that this same group is putting together, not South Shore, but it's the Indiana Society in Chicago, and it's a long-time group, but they are now recognizing first responders and so on during COVID last year. And so a group of us will be there for that dinner. And I don't want to announce too early, I think it's out there, but we do have a recipient from our county emergency management that will be receiving an award that night. So a group of us are going to go and be down there for that. AAA is, everybody, you're hearing about the travel for Thanksgiving and so on, and AAA calls himself the Road Trip Authority, and a lot of interesting things since 2020. Thanksgiving travel definitely will be up, about 13% up over 2020. And then about 53.4 million travelers will be out on the road this year. And this is the highest increase since 2009. So that's pretty significant and shows just how anxious people are to get out. 90% plan to travel by car despite the gas prices, and they're going up $1 more per gallon than last year. But I did hear on the news this morning that it is going to start dropping down, so Christmas has a little help there. Then we have 48.5 million travelers that will be hitting the road for this holiday season. Air travel is up by 80% over last year, while the fares are average is about 27.3% less. And then the big one is the hotel rates increasing as mid-range rates
are up about 39%. So AAA does a great job every year in keeping us kind of up to date as far as what's going on, especially in the holiday season. And then it just shows kind of some of the things that Amy and her committee are seeing with the different hotels and so on. So looks like it's going to be a great holiday season. Still questionable as far as if you're going to be able to get what you want right now, but we're real happy to just see the economy is turning around. Might be slowly, but you are seeing some difference, especially in a long year span. Amy is going to touch base on, I think our last meeting, she had just got back from her Destinations International CDM course, and she's going to give a good overview on that and probably some of her hotel information. But I just want to, thank the board for our incentives, but secondly, I can say how proud I am to work with this team, because we come off a busy boat race, but then we jump right into visitor guide sales, which we didn't have last year, and it is intense, and Katie can tell you that, and then to end up with a beautiful product that will recognize the CVB for a year, and a lot of thanks to a lot of new advertisers that we haven't had before. So I think you're going to be real pleased in what you see coming up in the new guide. So other than that, that's pretty much been our focus. Amy and I were on a conference call with Don Anderson going over the plans, the annual plans. So in the next week and a half, we're meeting with individual staff just to review and get things all set up, so when we do a group call with Don Anderson, we'll be prepared. So everything is still moving along past the end of the year. And just a compliment to Dale Cooper, who's done an awesome job out in the visitor center decorating and giving us that holiday appeal. And we're ready for the holidays, and we want to wish everyone happy Thanksgiving and a happy holiday in case we don't see you in December. Thank you.
Great, thanks. And just to interject on that, I hope you all caught that 39% increase in the rate. To us, that's like adding rooms, okay, because we take a percentage of the number that's out there. And so when that room rate goes up, it's just like building a new hotel as far as we're concerned. And it's awesome. So that really is contributing highly. And Amy will talk about that a little bit as we analyze everything that's happening. That's going to be another shot in the arm that we haven't even anticipated that coming in our income. So with that, I will move into heads and beds. Amy?
Okay. We have our holiday visits planned for next week. We've got trays of Dylan on his cookies that we're going to go out and visit and deliver to each hotel. So we're excited about that. We're going to sit with the managers and just get a great overview and update as far as what the years look like and what we're heading into for next year.
Can you swing by my house? Hotel cat. Cookies.
We also continue to gather occupancy data, and October shows for both Michigan City and LaPorte around 60%. And again, that does not include Blue Chip. Many of the hotels noted an uptick in business travel, which is really good news, because a lot of, Linda talked about some different statistics, and I don't have them in front of me, but I read a lot of different things, and then many of them are not calling for business travel to come back until 2023. So just the fact that we've seen an uptick in that is really great news. As far as sports goes, Pop Warner's wrapping up. Dunes volleyball tournaments are kicking off in January. They'll go on from January through May, which always affects our hotels in a positive way. Jack mentioned the basketball tournament that's happening at the Civic, January 6th through the 8th. We're working on rates with hotels, and we'll have a code that we will list on our website for any visitors, family, that kind of thing to use when they come to town. So watch for that. As far as marketing goes, one of the things I do as a digital marketing manager is I follow our Google Analytics on our website really closely. And I just, even though it's not the end of the year yet, I just wanted to give you a little update on our lodging page views. So from January to date, we're at 39,944 page views just for lodging. That's all lodging. And that's an increase of 13,787 over the 2022 same period. So you can see a big increase, and I think that's due to our digital campaign that we ran with Duneland, our blog. We always have a focus as far as lodging goes, and we work closely with Indiana School North on that as well. So we're very excited about that. We plan to continue that and increase those numbers in 2022. As far as the marketing class I took that Linda spoke of, I went to Houston, took a CD&E class for, marketing and sales. I learned so many things, I don't even know if I could give an exact overview of it, but I'm just excited to implement many of those things into what we're doing here, so.
Well, Amy, let me just say on behalf of the board, we're very proud of you for doing that. I know Linda went through it, and she came out with not too many more gray hairs. But we understand it's very intense, and it's just speaking to the quality of the program and your ability to accomplish that. So we'll give you a...
All right, Aim, thank you. Great report. Brett, LaPorte update?
Sure. We'll start out, quick recap from the last few weeks. We had LaPorte Brewfest at the Civic Auditorium on November 20th. We exceeded our top sales by 20%. So demand is out there, I think, for events. I think we all know that at this point. Everybody had a wonderful time. We're looking forward to wrapping that into LaPorte events next year for 2022. Coming up here this Saturday, November 27th, we have the LaPorte Santa Parade that will start at 11 o'clock a.m., travel east down Lincoln Way from Tea Garden to Jackson Street. At that point, Santa and the mayor will circle back down Jackson to State, back to Monroe, and the chalet will be located at Plaza 618 on the corner of Monroe and Lincoln Way on the south side, and that should happen between 11:45 and noon on Saturday. We also are hosting the Artisan Markets, the Collectives Artisan Market, Small Business Saturday on November 27th at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium from 10 to 4. We have the Eclipse Performing Arts, which is something we brought over from Porter County. They used to do all these events at St. Creek Country Club. Now they're doing them at the Civic Auditorium. They're having 2 performances of the Nutcracker at 2 o'clock and 6:30. There's a ticketing link on our social media page for the Civic Auditorium where you can go on and buy tables or assigned or reserved seats in the balcony. I know they had 30, or I think it's 28 tables for sale, and I think they're sold out at both shows, 75%. There's like 7 tables left for both shows. So if you're interested, those tables are going for $240 each. It's a tables of 8. I would go online and get those purchased as soon as possible. The group is very talented. We've had them for a couple other performances, and it's quite impressive to watch. December 11th, we have the Holiday at the Pops with the LaPorte County Symphony. There was 1 table left as of yesterday. We were waiting for COVID numbers to come out. We may increase their table count a little bit. Tim King and I spoke, and we kept the numbers suppressed a little bit. I will say in years past, we've let them put 63 tables on the floor, and right now I think we have them capped at 40. We'll probably bump that up to 50 depending on the numbers we see. So the more tables may be made available after Thanksgiving, but the table sales as of yesterday, there was 1 table left, and they do have balcony seats available as well. December 18th, we have Works in Motion at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium, their holiday recital. I believe it starts at 2 p.m. on the 18th. And then, let's see here, December 30th, we have a concert. The Mega Beatles will be playing to start your New Year's Eve weekend. That will start at 7 p.m. on Thursday, December 30th. Most of us will either be off on the 31st or half checked out anyways, to be honest. So start your weekends early and make sure to get there. And then the major focus of a lot of what we're going to be doing here over the next 5 to 6 weeks is the U.S. Marines NIBC LaPorte Invitational. That will be 8 of the top high school programs in the country, 22 of the top 100 seniors in the class of 2022, committed to programs such as Kentucky, Kansas, Duke. You notice how I put Kentucky first?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Notre Dame. Mike, you have to know the rules.
really well.
Notre Dame, Duke, IU, Purdue, get there. So we're excited to host this. If you want to see some of the top basketball talent in the country, this is the place to be, basically. Not only is it 22 of the top 100 in the class of 22, but I believe there's 11 of the top 50 in the class of 23, and like 8 of the top 50 in the class of 24 that are going to be playing on that floor. So
What's the dates again?
January 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Thursday games at 12, 2, and 4 will be televised nationally on ESPNU. The balance of the games, 6 o'clock on Thursday, and then 2, 4, 6, and 8 on Friday and Saturday, will be streamed on ESPN+. Tickets are $20 per session. Each day is a full session, so you get 4 games for $20. Those tickets are now available. I have paper tickets available at the Civic Auditorium for sale. We also have them online at www.civictix.eventbrite, Bright spelled BRITE.com. You can purchase those there as well. We will be looking for volunteers. We are still soliciting sponsors. And we have a lot of work to do in making sure our infrastructure is in place. This coming Monday, November 29th, the Civic starts its renovation process, and we are having new lighting installed in the main level and throughout the building. This will also assist with the tournament we'll be hosting. The IHSAA, outside of this tournament, the IHSAA in Indiana has a requirement for high school basketball games of at least a 50 candle power inside the gym. The ESPN requirement is 60 for this televised broadcast, so we'll be bringing our lighting up to standards. And not only that, but it'll help us with energy efficiency. We're having new fixtures installed. We made the switch to LED bulbs, but anybody in the business will tell you, like, the bulbs give you a great savings, but to get the full benefit of LED, you really need to replace the fixtures as well. So we'll be doing that throughout the building and upgrading lighting in the hallways, the lower level, and the south lot where the tennis courts used to be. Those light poles out there will be trimmed and set up for more outdoor events at the Civic as well. So we're real excited about what we have going on so far.
Yeah, just kudos to the mayor and his staff for putting the resources together to get that Civic upgraded. That's a great deal for us. It's really going to be good. And for the board's edification, we've by our sponsor level, we've got tickets for the basketball tournament, and we've also purchased some too. So CDL. And then you can get some tickets for the tournament. So, Pat, that concludes my report.
Okay, we don't have anything going on.
The rest of them, nobody's here on the others. So
Okay, all right. All right, well, is there any unfinished business to bring to the board today? New business, vibrant communities, adopt vision.
One item, as we met for our vibrant community meeting this last week, we realized that even though the CVB has been a major driver with this effort and been really spent a lot of time and effort and resources on it, we never officially adopted the vision statement. And we need to do that for a couple reasons moving forward. But so simply, it's out there. I think Gail got it sent out to you all. It's in print in front of you. If there's any questions, we'll be glad to answer. But we would just hope that somebody could just make a motion and we could get this approved, and that way we can move forward. We've got our meeting with our advisory group next week, and we'll be able to now say that we fulfilled that. And I believe that's going to help us with some grant money, right? Or an application that we're putting in. Yes. There's it. And the Unity Foundation's board already took care of their approving. We just need to do that here. So if that's on you now.
Okay, thank you. Wait, just a moment, please. Has everyone had a chance to see it, board members that are here? I mean, yeah, I just want to make sure so we know what we're looking at. Okay, well, it seems to be very complete of what we're trying to do in the county. So with that, I will ask for a motion to approve the vision statement as presented. We have a motion by Mr. Knizner. Is there a second?
Second.
And we have a second by Martha King. Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And I have one item under new business. The December meeting, as you see on the agenda, is scheduled for December 28th. It's in between Christmas and New Year's, and we know that families are doing a lot of things during that time for the holidays. So I wanted to throw out a different date for our December meeting, and I wanted to look at the Tuesday before that, which is the 21st. And I would just ask if, with those that are present, if there's any objection to that date.
Let me just say, Pat, that we probably won't have financials, right, Gail?
It'll be real tight.
Yeah, and then just to make sure you know that. And I would suggest, Pat, too, that if we've been advised by legal counsel in the past that if we had to skip a meeting, even by virtue of no quorum or something, that we could do the financial approval at the January meeting.
Oh,
So
yeah, sure.
I'll just throw that out for you guys to chew on.
So do we need to meet?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what that's called.
But with that, I would then ask, the alternative would be to not to meet in December, if everybody's comfortable with that. We could do that too. We'll miss seeing each other for all. No, seriously, we could do that. So that would be, we would need a board approval. So I would need a motion to skip our December meeting.
Motion to skip our December meeting.
Second. Second by Becky Greenlaw. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Well, with that, we're going to open the floor now for any board comments. Since this is the last meeting for this year, I didn't know if anyone had anything on their heart or mind that they wanted to share. I will just say that it's been a pleasure this year with all of the accomplishments and successes of the Bureau. And I know I say this often, but I'll keep saying it as often as it needs to be said, that this team, as Linda referred to earlier, is an outstanding team. And we want to make sure we continue to support them. As a board, we want to make sure we continue to support the efforts of staff here. So it's been a tremendous year, and I really enjoy working with the Bureau as a board person. And I'll just keep me in line, staff, make sure I'm, taking care of you guys as far as a board member. So with that, I'm wishing all of you, safe holiday season. Don't eat too much turkey because Christmas is coming and then it's going to be more turkey. So with that, I wish you all a very safe holiday season. Have a happy time, enjoy your family, and we'll see you, if not before, next year.
I'd like to say,
You had your chance.
Brett, your report was unbelievable. How you could remember all that stuff without any notes. That was very good.
Appreciate it. Even though I forgot to cook you off, so don't give me too much things. That's why you should use notes.
I know I couldn't do it.
That wouldn't help. That was me. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, with that, meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Happy holidays. Yeah.